now see how that affects how our fringe benefits have been decreased. And that's acceptable. I understand that as long as everything's being paid, that's not a problem. And there were some issues with Mr. Mitchell's salary not being included in our budget properly. And then there's the underappropriation for a couple of magistrates that we have. And even in hiring those magistrates, I made sure that they were less than the expenses of last year when Judge Walker had an actual acting judge and magistrate. So I made sure I could come in under budget even in those positions. And I believe that the appropriation had an assumption. I guess they probably, well, I'm not sure how they came up with the number, but either way, it's really, it's very, very far under what it's going to cost to have those magistrates actually administer justice here. They're going to be working a lot more. It may be based on the fact that the first 2 months I was on the bench the majority of the time, but that's what happens when you're the new judge. You have to establish the policy of the court. You have to be on the bench. But we're going to use our magistrates, so that's a problem. But I do want to mention this, and I thank you for your time. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time. The major problem that I have with the budget is that our professional services as well as our office supplies and materials have been cut drastically from the 2 previous year budgets. And if you notice, I did outline in the memo that in 2010, I'm on the last page where there's the Excel spreadsheet. Yes. You already see that the budget was decreased in total from $1 million and $1.1 million for the previous 2 years all the way down to the suggestion of $671,000. But the major cuts seem to come in the line items dealing with professional services and supplies. And I just want to bring to everyone's attention that that's very important to us because the amount that's appropriated will not allow us to operate more than a month or 2, period, as a court. We pay public defenders, which are necessary to this city. We have a public defender contract for $30,000, and that's been in place for quite a while through even Judge Walker. And just to give you an idea of how the other cities do it,